You're listening to the Breadcrumb Mojito podcast, hosted by Connor Whale.
Do you want a cocktail?
Yeah, go on.
We got a coconut gimlet, a banoffee pie old fashioned, or a peach martini.
Are these all from
First class.
From the Clippers?
Yeah.
Clipper?
Yes and no.
Oh, okay.
They're switched up recipes.
Yeah.
But they're all first class cocktails, which it came from Clipper.
Man, yeah, it's 5 o'clock Friday somewhere. Whatever you to start with. Whatever you start with.
Martini, something a little bit lighter for the morning.
Yeah, I haven't eaten yet. It's too early for me to eat. The ice is so good, eh?
It looks nice, doesn't it?
If you don't have the ice, get the ice.
But yeah. Cheers, bro.
Cheers.
Welcome. Oh, what do you think? You like that?
Mm.
It's not bad, eh?
Real peach.
Real peach.
Not fake peach.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of my favorites. I'm always, and it's good if you want something like a I say that now it's 10 o'clock in the morning, but like a lunchtime cocktail.
Yeah.
Where you do like 50 mils and top it with tonic, and you've got like a peach G&T type thing going on.
Yeah, exactly. Just a couple slices of peach and some soda in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Citrus. Good to go.
No, love it. But yeah, anyway, welcome, Nick.
Thanks for
having me. It's a pleasure having you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I normally start off with origin story. What got you into hospitality in the first place, and what got you to the role that you're in now?
Hospitality in the first place. So I grew up. So I work at One Tree Grill.
Yeah.
Coincidentally near One Tree Hill, and I lived on either side of One Tree Hill growing up. And then I caught the bus home from school, and I'd walk 5 minutes from the bus stop to my house, and One Tree Grill was in the middle of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I was 17, so 2019, 2020. There's a little sign on the door, hiring, experience preferred, not required.
Yeah.
I had zero experience. I worked at Eden Park for a part-time job, the casual, like running around for the All Blacks game thing, and then walked in there with my CV and talked to Tim, who's now my boss, and that was 4.5 years ago.
So you've been there 4.5 years?
Been there the whole time. Been there since I was 17.
Nice.
I'm turning 22 now.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, you started in a good restaurant. A good way to cut your teeth.
Yeah, excellent. Those are excellent people to work for.
Yeah.
The owner's great. General manager's great. We went through COVID together, lockdowns, and then now, apparently I'm in charge of something to do with the restaurant, something about the bar. So yeah, it's kind of, guess I'm bar manager, assistant manager now. So I got beautiful ice, beautiful cocktails. That's the origin. I flew around uni for a bit, did a year there, went to Halls. That was great. I recommend Halls to everybody. It's the people I live with now I met at Halls. Yeah. And now with the first year free as well, like fees wise, it was a really good opportunity to go, actually, fuck no.
Yeah. What were you studying?
I was doing commerce. My majors were going to be operations and logistics, management. Yeah. But first year uni, you do accounting, information systems, statistics.
All the boring shit.
And it's like, oh, hang on, it's not even part of my degree.
Yeah.
Like, if I ever have to, if you're teaching me this because I'm ever going to have to use it, I don't want it. It's horrible. And so, we did the first year, moved into a flat, which was also 5 minutes further down the road. So it was a 10-minute walk to work. And I was like, fuck, I'm getting paid all this money to do something I really enjoy. Mm-hmm. And I'm paying all this money to do something that's really boring. I don't have to ask ChatGPT for that one. And then, picked up full-time. And then, touch of hard work, sprinkle of love, and here we are.
I love that. Such a hard work, sprinkle of love.
Oh, that's how you make good things, right?
For sure.
This place.
Yeah.
A little bit of love.
Yep.
Touch of hard work.
Yeah, seize the opportunity and just run with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely run with it. So you never really had any aspirations or goals to be in hospo? It just sort of like fell in your lap and took the opportunity and learnt to love it.
Yeah, it did. I think everyone does the whole, you want to be I went through the whole, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. And I realised, my dad's a doctor. So that was very early off the cards.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you watched Suits and you go, I'll be a lawyer. That's cool. And then you realise, actually, that's not what
It's not like that.
That's not like that at all. And then I went through a weird phase, wanted to join the army, couldn't. I've got very mild asthma.
Okay, yeah.
So instant no. But yeah, so my mum was in hospitality. She did an apprenticeship in Germany through hotels. So she's always been hospo. She worked at Hooker Lodge as a sales
down in
manager
Taupo.
there. Which is like the high-end stuff that we got in New Zealand. And I didn't have any aspirations. So it was kind of that when I went to uni to do the degree, it was kind of it was what I was interested in, but it was also a bit of a safety net because you can't really go wrong with that kind of industry.
Yeah.
But I've kind of ended up in the industry anyway as management.
Yeah.
And logistics. So pretty much what I do every day. I just do it with drinks and food and people and white tablecloths. But still, every day is logistics and management. So I guess here we are anyway.
Yeah. In a roundabout way, you found exactly what you wanted to do.
Yeah, two sides of the same coin, really.
Yeah.
Kind of doing my degree and doing hospitality at the same time. But I say I'm very similar to my mum, and I think a big part of why I'm blessed to be able to do and be good at what I do is because of her.
Yeah.
And get very similar traits, extroverted, always taking my energy from being around people and doing, whereas my brother is the opposite.
Yeah.
He always recovered alone, and then he'd go and spend his energy with others and then go back and recharge. But yeah, so no, I'm blessed to be working where I'm working now. I really enjoy it.
Sick, bro. That's awesome. That's great to hear. Especially from someone that's, still relatively early in the career. Essentially 4.5 years in.
Yeah. My birthday's in, it's August, September, October, November.
November, yeah, 2 months away.
Yeah, 2 months. That's going to go by so quickly.
Yeah.
In a blink and it's December.
So you started when you were 17?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I guess you wouldn't have had a lot of alcohol sort of knowledge?
Nah, zero.
And so where did you sort of start building the knowledge? What were the first things that you got involved in and fascinated by? Was it the fact of making drinks, or was it learning about beer or learning about wine?
So I remember the store and the first box of beers that I bought when I had turned 18.
Yeah.
And I remember the second one was Flame beers.
Okay, yeah.
So the first one was Summits, and then the second one was Flames, except it was a mate and I, and we had the Flames. We had we had some of them. We had some left over, and we went back to that same box of Flames another time. But for some reason, we think the seal on the can had expired, and it was the most disgusting thing I've ever had. So we've never gone back to Flame beers, and we've left them at the $20 for 15 of them. We've left them there. We've moved on, but then 17, 18 work, came in as a runner. You got to learn the restaurant.
Yeah.
So the first shift I did was running, learning the restaurant, learning how the restaurant works. I mean, have you ever tried to teach position numbers and table sections to someone that's never worked in a restaurant before? It's impossible. And once you teach it to someone that has worked in a restaurant, it's like second nature.
Yeah.
So this is the section, we do our positions this way, and then bang. And 5 minutes later they're off. It took me months to get it. I was confused. And I came from then, once I was sufficient enough in there, I was just sent into the bar to be a barback for the old bar manager. And then the first cocktail I ever made was a Cosmo.
Yeah. What did you think of it?
Oh, I hate Cosmos. I love cranberry juice, and I think a vodka cranberry is a great drink. Squeeze a lime in there. Cosmo sounds like a better version of that. It's not. It's it's tart and it's a disaster. And I don't even know why they became so famous.
Yeah.
I mean, they were famous in late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah,
They made a comeback in 2010s. And
I think Sex and the City has a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
You know, if a TV show gets super popular and everyone on there is drinking a particular type of drink. I was talking to some ladies recently. We were selling first class cocktails at like a horse show jumping event.
Yeah.
And a lady came over and was like looking at the range and like, what have you got? And we were like, oh, we got these, and these. And she was like, oh, a gimlet. That's on that TV show. And she brought like 3 bottles of it.
Nice.
And so there's a new TV show around and all of the ladies on there drink gimlets. And so now I've noticed a couple of other people come in and they're like, oh, the gimlet from the TV show. So I'm pretty sure that is what happened with the Cosmo.
Yeah.
It just got super famous from a TV show and then everyone started ordering them.
It's just not good though. It just doesn't taste nice. It's really very badly balanced. But it's always fun because you can make little twists off those. Like one of the current cocktails I have, we call it Evergreen.
Yeah.
And it's just got the same base. It's got vodka, it's got cranberry, but a little bit of sparkling wine, a little bit of juniper, a little bit of rosemary syrup, and then a little sugar rum, some frozen cranberries in there, a little rosemary garnish. Kind of looks like a snow globe.
Okay.
It's just a better version of a Cosmo.
Yeah.
And it's so wintry as well. But yeah, it's just alcohol knowledge is just getting thrown in the deep end, I guess. I'm also blessed. I've got a relatively good memory.
Yeah.
So most of the things that I read a couple of times I can remember. So recipes are like great. Reading tasting notes of wine has always been great. But yeah, I've always been lucky as well to work with people that have known a lot more than I have, and who have been willing to share that as well. Because sometimes you meet people that know a lot and they just don't really care for teaching.
Yeah.
But it's part of the duties of responsibility, the responsibilities of knowledge, right? Is to pass that on, because otherwise.
For sure, yeah. If you'd spend 10 years of your career learning stuff, and you can pass that 10 years of information in a condensed version down to the younger generation, they might get to the same knowledge bracket in 5 years, and you just speed up.
Exactly, and we're just getting better over time. It's more efficient.
Yeah, for sure.
Wines. Actually, I will say that I've always really appreciated, especially in Auckland. Not that I've experienced trade shows elsewhere, but reps coming in, when they come in and they do tastings. Being when I was 19, 20, the old sommelier would chuck me in the meeting with them, and we'd taste wine together.
Yeah.
I was seeing that, red, white, rosé. Oh no, that's orange. And no idea what was going on. They're all talking about, that's a reductive smell, is stirring on lees, all of these like common wine terms, but like it's still jargon. And if you don't know, you don't know. Yeah. And you're sitting there, and you're like, I'm scared to ask a question. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they know I'm stupid, but like how stupid. But they've always been great, and there's been a couple big standouts, but they always treated you with such mutual respect, and those are the people as well. They were very happy, and you talk about a decade of knowledge. They got 40, 50 years of knowledge. Yeah. And so having a 30-second conversation, you feel like you just talked to Jesus. And then still now working with them, and although they saw me when we were at that, 30 seconds blew my mind conversation. Now it takes 1 or 2 minutes to blow my mind, but we still work together now, and they have elevated. They work like I'm the sommelier. They work with you. That relationship rather than the guy that the sommelier brings along. Yeah. Now I'm the guy that brings someone else along. Yeah. And our relationship has changed that way, and they don't just see me as that guy that got brought along anymore, which is great. I appreciate it, because I honestly wouldn't blame them if they did. Yeah. But it's been standout. But you've also got no choice. When you work hospital, when you work behind a bar, you work in a nice restaurant, you have to know. As part of our standard for employment, is you have to know.
You don't take your car to a mechanic that doesn't know how to change a tyre.
Exactly. You're not going to buy wine from people that don't know what wine is. Yeah. So that's also part of the other thing is you got no choice. And it's New Zealand. When you're not working and selling drinks, you're probably having a drink. So it's fun, especially university or when you're 20, 21 years old.
Exactly.
Exactly. There's also that to it as well.
Yeah. Brace yourselves. It's sponsorship time. I know ads can feel like the Broccoli podcast, but today we're talking about the Bar Society, a company I own and operate. So think of it as supporting my broccoli farm. This goes out to all cocktail lovers and hospitality pros. Are you ready to elevate your drinking experience? Introducing the Bar Society, New Zealand's leading clear ice supplier. Whether you're stirring down a classic old-fashioned or crafting the perfect gin and tonic, there's no substitute for crystal clear ice. Not only does our ice look stunning, but it also melts slower, keeping your drinks colder and your flavors perfectly balanced. From home bartenders to high-end establishments, the Bar Society's here to bring your beverages to the next level. Order today and see why we're trusted by the best bars and restaurants in New Zealand. Visit thebarsociety.co.nz and let us transform your drinks. The Bar Society. Elevate your drinking experience. Yeah, so what is your go-to drink? It's definitely not Flames.
It's definitely not flame. I always start, if I'm having a couple of drinks, I always start with a beer. Because I think it just centers everything nicely. My favorite drink to have is a Negroni.
Okay, yeah.
Recently I did a little Negroni tour of a few bars around here, the bigger bars. I had one here, it was excellent. I'd say that my favorite one was Mr. Morris.
Okay, yeah.
That was a signature, it wasn't just a standard Negroni. That was their signature one. That was the best Negroni I've ever had in my life. I think they used your ice.
Yeah, potentially.
That's just, you know where Bossy is?
Yeah.
Yeah, just down there, just past there.
Yeah.
That was great. And then, of course, the ones I make are pretty good too. And then the one, my favourite, much better now though, with the old ice.
Yeah.
Frozen glasses too.
Yeah.
That's class. Favourite drink to make, amaretto sour.
Okay, yeah.
That was the one that we made in Halls when there was another guy that was working hospo as well, and we were on the same halls. And that was we just went and got a bottle of amaretto. That's the only spirit you need, right? We're students. So you go get a bottle of amaretto, shitty lemon juice from the supermarket. You make some sugar syrup in the common room.
Yeah.
You have a shaker, you get some ice cubes, and then bang, you've got your little amaretto sour.
Yeah.
And then over to obviously that recipe got refined over time. But it's always been, and he still comes into the bar now and has an amaretto sour with me. But yeah, it's always been my favourite drink. That was the first drink that I loved.
The first cocktail you fell in love with, the amaretto sour. Yeah.
Amaretto sour. Not the Cosmo.
Not the Cosmo.
But yeah, the amaretto sour, Negroni, a good beer, glasses of red wine.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, being pushed straight into wine. Figured out very quickly, I don't like white wine, I like red wine.
Okay. For what reason?
I think there's a lot more nuance to red. For my palate.
Yeah.
A lot of people will be upset with me for saying that. Because obviously it's very hard to get into wine. It takes a long time to develop a wine palate.
Yeah.
So you always start with, I've always thought the best way to start is you give them sweet wines. Because especially younger people, you don't want to start them off with,
something real heavy.
Exactly. Sweet wines. Then you go your aromatics, your Rieslings, Pinot Gris, blah, blah, blah. And then you might work to Chardonnays, going into your entry reds, Gamos, Pinots, and then work your way to your big fuck you Shiraz.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of went, well, I've tried the whole thing. Everything that I've pretty much had in front of me, I've tried my best to try over the last couple of years, and I would say just reds. Really enjoy, especially after work. Sit down and have a glass of red by the fire. That's great.
Yeah.
American Zinfandels, Syrahs, Hawke's Bay Syrahs. Yeah, those are my go-to right now.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
So, red wine, nice after work drink. Like I say, sitting in front of the fire, chilling out, making the most of it. Especially in these winter months when it's colder.
Especially. That's why we made some mulled wine.
Okay.
That is great.
Yeah. What do you put in it in terms of like spices and?
So, You can take whatever shitty red wine you want.
Yeah.
We just use a goon, a country goon.
Yeah.
Just a red wine.
Classic.
Cask wine. Use a goon bag. Goon bag. Biff into a pot with brandy. Mm-hmm. You a little bit of brandy, and you bring it to a very quick boil, and then as soon as it starts boiling, drop it off straight away. Sugar. Mm-hmm. Equal brandy to sugar. A little bit more sugar, and then stir that down. Let it cook for just a little bit, and you'll cook out a little bit of the acidity in the wine, I think, and then chuck your spices in, oranges, the whole thing, as little pith as possible, lemons, just the skin, cinnamon, cloves, cardamom, star anise. Let it cook down, easy as.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
We have it on a rice cooker.
Love it.
On the bar.
Yeah.
And as soon as you lift it up to make one, the entire restaurant smells like mulled wine. And it's great.
Those perfect winter Christmas spice type.
Yeah, it's like hot cross bun in
vibes.
a glass.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
But I would say we've got everything flipped over here. Like I said, my mum's from Germany, so when they have mulled wine there, it's at Christmas time, which is in winter.
Yeah.
Which is a white Christmas, where everything just lines up a bit better.
Yeah.
And you're having a red wine by the fire, but it's Christmas.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. And you're having your Zinfandel with the dried spice and the little bit of almost like sherry vibes to it by the fire, and it's Christmas. Here it's like when it's like our evergreen cocktail is like your mistletoe, your cranberries, your mistletoe, your rosemary, your cranberries, your sugar. It kind of looks like a snow globe with mistletoe in it.
Yeah.
Winter flavors, wrong time of the year.
Yeah.
So I've always thought that we've always had it back to front. Yeah, and Christmas is those mulled wine flavors.
Yeah.
But it also needs to be cold.
Yeah.
So it's the combination of all three. So if we could just have a Christmas in July or August, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Then we'd all be sorted.
Yeah, the New Zealand Christmas is very more, beers. Beers around the barbecue.
Barbecue, jandals, beers.
Yeah.
Triple Bs. Barbecue, jandal, beers.
Yeah, love that. So, when you look upon sort of what the future holds for the career, are you going to stay in the hospo track and keep running that? And what are the goals?
Yeah, I think for now at least, I have no vision to get out at the moment. I'm happy. I mean, I don't really want to be doing the hours that I do or the time of day that I do in 30 years.
Yeah.
It'd probably break me.
Yeah. I think we all feel that way.
Yeah, exactly. It's great when you're young,
Yeah.
but working late nights, long days.
Yeah, you got a few years to go before you start getting there.
Although some days you wake up and you're like, I'm there. I'm there.
Yeah, preach.
Yeah, this morning, my alarms went off. Yeah, great. I'm awake. But I didn't have one, 15 minutes later.
Yeah.
You got this short span of alarms where it's like a machine gun.
Yeah.
Every 2, 3, 4 minutes, and they go bang, bang, bang. And then I usually have one that goes off 20 minutes later. But I didn't this morning. So I woke up and I had my last alarm was at 8:45, and then it was 9:15 when I woke up, and I was like, oh fuck, I need to be here at 10, and I was rushing around, in a bit of a daze, but yeah, going forward, travel's always been great. Travel's crucial, especially when we're from New Zealand, Australia, because it's we're a bit exiled out here. Especially, we have so many cultures in New Zealand. There's so much diversity here, but going to another place where all that diversity is here, seeing each individual parts of our culture, because our culture seems like a big hybrid mongrel made up of everything thrown together in a little mixing pot. But going to Southeast Asia, going to China, to India, to Europe, to see all these cultures firsthand, where that's the dominant culture over there. It's massive. Like, it's such a big learning process. Also, I really want to go to Europe for the age. I've always been into history, love history. New Zealand's so young. There's buildings over there, like Oxford University was around before the Aztec Empire.
Yeah, wow.
So, like, tens of thousands of years of history. We got 150 years.
What's your... Sorry, no, you carry on.
I was going to say, and then the beauty of Hospo is that there's always a bar in every city in the world that has a person that wants to come in for a drink. So at least if everything else goes wrong, you can still make it cosmopolitan in every bar in the world, and it's still a cosmopolitan. And there will be someone that wants to drink one. Yeah. So at least, like, it's a very easy industry to be able to work and travel in. Yeah. Where you can just swing into bars. Like, I'm not, like, New Zealand's pretty strict on, like, labour laws and stuff, but I'm pretty sure if you swing into a bar in some countries, they don't give a fuck about your visa.
Yeah. They're not like, have you got your RSA or something?
Exactly. Which IRD number. NHS number. So, yeah. That's why I think staying in hospital at the moment is great. Like, I don't really have a reason to leave. I'm blessed to work where I work. Very happy working where I work. And I think I'm just, as long as I keep learning, I never want to get stuck going flat, and you keep going, like, up. Yeah. If you keep going sideways actually, so sometimes sideways have been okay. Where you're going from, like, cocktails and you go sideways to wine. As long as you're not going backwards, then we're sorted. Yeah. And you know what? And as long as you don't take things too seriously, like, end of the day.
Hospo's a fun job.
It's a fun job.
It's really, it can be career limiting if you take it too seriously.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you just need to have some fun and talk some shit and have a red wine after work and talk nonsense. The history thing, like, piques my curiosity. What is it that makes you really passionate about appreciating history?
Christian, I've got no idea. I did history all through high school. Going back to the memories, great for history exams. Like, I can always remember the stories that I read. Whether that's, like, classic history, ancient Rome, ancient Greece, modern 200 years ago history, even this last century. Just reading, like, being able to remember all the stories, it's nice. It's always been interesting why we're where we are. Yeah. Like, part of that interest in ancient Rome and ancient Greece was language. Such a big impact on the language today. I did English, history, and classics at high school, kind of as my main three subjects, and the impact of the classical history on the English language and the impact of that last century, couple centuries ago history on, like, society today was like a nice big explanation of why, or half explanation of why. And being able to see the impact of what happened back then and how it's impacted us now, and how entangled everything is. Because you have to be able to look backwards to understand what's happening now. Because I was just so confused. I'm so confused, and I think I know a little bit about what happened back then. I'm still confused about what's happening now.
Yeah, there's that old line, those who don't study history are destined to repeat it. Yeah. And, like, history does repeat itself. Absolutely. Constantly.
Yeah, and that's always really interesting to watch, is when you're like COVID. I went to Auckland Boys Grammar, so we've been around for 154 years now, or something like that. And they had a lockdown previously, so I was at high school when the first lockdown was my year 13, and year 12, year 13, and I remember the school telling us that they had a lockdown before, except instead of Zoom calls, they sent the classes out by letter.
Oh, no
so
shit.
they emailed the test. They mailed the tests to the students, and that was the Spanish influenza. That was the
after Spanish
the war,
flu,
1920, 1920s.
Wow, and so that was another COVID-like lockdown.
Yeah, so they had the public lockdown back then as well, and that was like pretty much 100 years ago to the day. And that was just for my little bubble of the world.
Yeah,
and that was history repeating itself then.
that's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
It's part of their reassurance was
We've
we've
been
done
through
this before.
Yeah.
It's like, well, hang on, well, we haven't. They have.
And to be fair, none of you guys at the school have done it.
No,
The school has done it before, and
Much
none of you guys
easier
were
now,
here then.
though.
Yeah, way easier. Yeah, Zoom.
Done.
Here we go again. It's ad time. But don't hit that skip button just yet. Today's sponsor is First Class Cocktails, another company that I own and operate. So technically it's less of an ad and more of me shamelessly promoting myself. You know what's better than a great cocktail? A great cocktail with no effort. Meet First Class Cocktails, New Zealand's premier provider of premium bottled, ready-to-drink cocktails. We're talking about perfectly balanced flavors, made with the finest ingredients, and all you have to do is pour, sip, and enjoy. From timeless classics like the martini and the old-fashioned, to bold new creations like our pineapple and chili margarita. First Class Cocktails ensures every drink feels like a first-class experience. Whether it's a night in or a party out with friends, we've got your cocktail game covered. Order now at firstclasscocktails.com and raise your glass to effortless luxury. First Class Cocktails, because every moment deserves to feel first class. That would have been the best company to invest in.
Zoom.
Yeah. Before like COVID and it hit
Oh
big.
yeah. Shit,
Like imagine investing in that, being like, oh, this little company that's going to compete with something like Skype that's
Yeah.
dropped the ball a little bit, and all of a sudden, every business and school in the world is using it to talk to each other while we're doing a lockdown. Like that company went from zero to hero
Yeah.
overnight.
Overnight.
The joys of modern technology.
It's always great. I love thinking, it'd been great if I invested in that company. But I always think about that about 5 years too late. Apparently I'm not a stock visionary. Like Zoom, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Allbirds. Pulling out of Allbirds would have been awesome.
Yeah, hindsight's always 2020.
It's great.
I always think that like if I brought like Bitcoin 10 years ago, I'd be a millionaire now.
Yeah, I mean that was a little bit before my time.
Yep.
I was still in intermediate when Bitcoin became big.
Yeah. I remember I used to live in Melbourne, and when I first got to Melbourne, I struggled to get bar work, and so I ended up doing like door-to-door sales. And there was like a group of English people that I worked with there. And there was one of them, Jimmy was his name. And everyone would talk about like he was the only one out of their crew that they all lived together that didn't work as much.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, he must have some sort of situation pretty sorted where he's over here traveling and doing all the fun stuff. Yeah. But he's not like all the rest of us having to work every day to generate the money. And I was having that conversation with one of his friends, and he was like, "No, bro, he got on to the Bitcoin thing." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "Well, he became like a Bitcoin millionaire." And I'm like, "Yeah, what the fuck does that mean?" And he was like, "Oh, have you never heard of Bitcoin?" I was like, "Never heard of it." And like we're talking like this would have been, I want to say like 2012, 2013. So,
Damn, that's earlier.
It's still like 11 years ago from today, almost longer. And I was like, I still have no idea what you're talking about, Bitcoin. And he was like, okay, so essentially like broke it down. There's this dude in Japan, and he made this digital currency. And when Jimmy brought it, it was like $3 a coin. And at this time that we were having the conversation about it, I think it was like $15,000 or $20,000 a coin. And so
you know, he had put like $5,000 into it.
Yeah.
And that $5,000 had turned into, you know, hundreds of thousands, and potentially millions.
Yeah.
And he just got to cruise around, and he sold like half of it, and like lived off that money, and then held on to the other half. And I think now I was
He would have made all of it back. Whatever he sold, he would have like made all of it back. So
100%.
It went up to, it was like peaked to like 90,000 US per coin or something.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast recently, and this lady, she's like, she manages like $10 billion in an investment sort of portfolio, and she reckons in the next 10 years Bitcoin's gonna hit 1 mil a coin.
Per coin.
And I'm
So
like,
she reckons it's going to keep going up.
Yeah. She's like, it's gonna keep going. Like, so we're holding up. They're like, we've got a real heavy position, because when they first brought it for their investment company, it like, you know, it was still in the dark streets.
Yeah.
You know, like no regulation.
Yeah.
Even when she went to build a fund that had Bitcoin in it, the you know, is it like the Reserve Bank or the stock market that manages sort of different funds? They wouldn't even let her buy it to put it into a fund for people to invest in. And so she had to like go through all these hoops, and they were like, okay, you can have like a 2% holding in Bitcoin. So she like filled that 2%, but they only put limitations on the business. They didn't put it on her personally.
Right.
And so she went out and also bought shitloads of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And now it's skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know, they gave us that initial barrier.
Yeah.
But that barrier was removed, and we've just started going hard into it.
Yeah.
And yeah, she reckoned it will hit $1 million in 10 years. And that it's just a store of wealth, and fucking take advantage of it. And I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, I wish I had $100,000 to be able to even buy a coin. You know, like,
it into a coin.
I'm going in there with my $25. Hey bro, can I have a crumb?
I'll take a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Vending machine.
Exactly. But yeah, it's just that time in the day. You got to run for it. What do you reckon, now coming from like a historical mindset, what do you reckon was the last thing that was sort of revolutionary in terms of store of value like Bitcoin is?
Isn't like a store of value, like currency.
Yeah. When like in history has
Petrol,
yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, oil,
yeah.
Oil was the last Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Because yeah, that shit, it just comes out of the ground.
Well, they started wars over oil. Yeah, oil.
Do you reckon we'll ever run out?
I mean, that some people say we will, some people say we won't. We have electric cars. Yeah, I'm not sold on the electric car thing.
No, why not?
I reckon they're gonna, because electric car is like the first non-petrol powered car, or hybrids and electric cars. I reckon they're gonna come up with something more efficient that doesn't use petrol, and then electric cars are just gonna be like that draft invention.
Yeah,
and
the
then,
stepping stone.
Yeah, and then the real one out of the blueprints will be, like, who knows what it'll be? It might be hydrogen, but then they say it's like impossible to work on.
Yeah, and explosive.
Very explosive. But then we got petrol. We got petrol now. As long as there's petrol tomorrow, I'm all good.
Yeah, it's funny. I do where we pick up our poly boxes for the ice. Next door to them is a gas company, and in the last year, I've seen them build and now complete this big hydrogen fuel cell generation facility, and just watching it go up and sort of roughly guesstimating how many millions are they putting in to building this facility. And people don't put millions into something that they think is not going to return or be prosperous, you know?
Yeah.
And so I kind of think hydrogen's a way to go if they can find out the way to make it really safe.
Yeah.
Because a car accident, fuck.
Yeah, true.
It's just a bomb.
Yeah, it's just a bomb. Yeah.
And so, yeah, how do you make it safer?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they tried it with nuclear power, right? And that turned out to very much be just a bomb.
Yeah, yeah. In terms of like, I'm thinking a lot down the history line. What do you ever look at like Graham Hancock's stuff, like the ancient histories and civilizations and things like this? Oh, bro, check out on Netflix, Ancient Apocalypse.
Oh yeah,
It's great. It's really good. But anyway, this dude Graham Hancock, he's a big believer of this Younger Dryas impact theory, which essentially is like the Younger Dryas. It's named after a flower.
yeah,
And it's essentially when the world was in its last ice age.
right.
And there was a big meteor impact at this period that it was an ice age, and the Younger Dryas flower is the only flower that blossoms
Yeah,
when everything else is covered in snow, because everything else fucking dies, right?
yeah.
And so meteor impacts over the course of like 100 or so years that have then melted the ice caps.
Yeah.
And made massive floods and things like this, and it's believed that that is potentially what was involved in like washing Atlantis away and things
Right.
like this, and getting rid of it, and everything that Plato wrote about
Yeah,
in terms
yeah.
of this massive wall of water come down and swept it away. They believe that is the melting of all of this ice that's just started a massive flood
Right.
across the entire world, and then it's deposited itself and had massive impacts on geography
Yeah.
around the world. And so I'm somewhat in the belief that we're heading towards something like that. Whether it's meteor or it's nuclear war,
Yeah.
some shit is
something's
gonna
gonna happen.
fucking happen. Like, history repeats itself. There's always a disaster
Yeah. There's
waiting
always
to
a
happen.
disaster.
There's always something that I reckon it's going to happen. But I was thinking, like, if you're really into history, what, did you have any theories on sort of what came before us? Because history is always told by the victor as well.
True.
It's always told to make whoever won whatever war look the best.
Yeah.
And they did it for the right reasons. So what sort of stands out about our history that you might think is slightly different or interesting?
Slightly different. Yeah, it's a tough question because if we're right that history is always written by the victor, but if we're right that what the opponents could have said is completely squashed, we don't hear from them, then we'll just never know.
Yeah.
Then we're just reading like a big fiction tale.
Yeah.
We're bit more blessed these days, I think, because there's so much access to media. You get both sides. It's much easier to get both sides. Whereas 200 years ago, 300 years ago, someone lost a battle, then the other side would just write the story of how the battle went, and that was it.
Yeah.
Where we come from. I'm happy to believe Darwinism.
Yeah.
Evolution, that works for me.
Yeah.
Big Bang. It's going back too far for me.
Yeah.
Space is confusing. Apparently, it's always expanding. Where is it expanding into?
Yeah.
I don't know. No one knows. Space has always been confusing because it's so big. And I love watching those like zoom outs
Yeah.
where they just kind of they seem to capture the videos of zooming out. They might start in Auckland and they just zoom out and they keep zooming. They go Greater Auckland, North Island, South Island, Australia, and you just zoom out over the world, and then you go further and further and further, and then you're outside in the Milky Way, and then you capture how small everything is. It's like that exam.
Yeah.
That person had a slightly undercooked steak. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of life, like I've undercooked my own steak before. I'm usually not that upset about it. I failed plenty of tests.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
So I think, appreciating. Well, life's too short, and we're too small for the amount of people that I know that get caught up on petty shit. It's like, really?
Yeah.
You clearly are not busy enough in your day if you can worry about that. Be more productive.
Yeah.
If you're so caught up on something that's so in 5, is it going to matter in 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years? That whole, when you look back on it, no. Do something else.
Yeah.
You're just frustrating everybody around you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It sounds like that's very much your sort of philosophy on life. You know, keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up in the bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like just taking a moment and then putting yourself 2 weeks ahead, Nick. Is it going to bother him?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Okay. 2 months ahead, Nick. Is it going to bother him? Fuck no.
Yeah.
2 weeks ahead, Nick. Is it going to bother him that much? Not really. Okay, you've got another 10 minutes to be upset about it and then move on.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's all you get. And then move on. 'Cause it's not going to matter. And, you know, you only get so much energy per day, right? You sleep for 8-9 hours. You got energy for the rest of the day. That's how much you got. And then you go back to sleep. So you might as well make use of what you got while you've got it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Seize
get
the
caught on
opportunity. Don't get hung up on the bullshit. What do you think has given you sort of that mentality? It's just natural.
Yeah, nature, nurture.
Yeah. Your parents quite driven?
Yep. Work very, very hard. Dad's always he's always seemed very, not relaxed, but calm.
Mm-hmm.
He's never been someone to get caught up on like little things that aggravate him.
Mm-hmm.
He always has seemed to be moving past that. For that, I think that same reason, productivity. He had no choice. He had to be productive.
Yeah.
The whole day. So I think maybe partly that. I think also, I think I said this a couple times to quite a few people. When you grow up, like where I grew up, my friends lived 5 minutes this way, 5 minutes that way, 5 minutes that way. At high school as well, they're all very similar-minded people. Their parents are similar values to my parents, so you kind of grow up and you're similar. So you've got, you know, similar intelligence, similar values, similar just general ability. You get along. That's why you get along. That's why you're friends. Also, wider as a school, where you are makes a big difference as well.
Mm-hmm.
More similarly minded people on the whole. Didn't realize, like, you know how they say, oh, common sense is not common.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that makes sense. But when you're around people and you've grown up for the last 5-10 years with people that pretty much everyone has common sense, you're like, okay, this is good. Everyone's pretty smart. And then you go to the workplace and you're like, oh my fucking god. I'm working with 5-10 adults who have been doing this for 15-20 years, who are professionals by every definition of the word. It's like watching children run around in adult bodies. It's like, what the fuck? And I think that was such a steep learning curve. He's always taught adults are correct, adults are right growing up. And you're like, fuck, no, they're not.
They're not. We're just as fallible as everyone else, you know?
It's like watching people like that get so caught up on little things. I think maybe that helped, and that was obviously through work. It's like, really, you're going to get caught up on that, and you're 20 years older than me. You're a mother, you're a father. That's the most important thing in your day. Look, it's not. So maybe seeing that and being able to see from like a detached perspective when they were, going through their dramas, I was lucky not to be involved in the drama, so it's easier to see kind of from a third party what's going on, and then being able to just put that into practice, something that I don't want to do. So being more conscious of doing the opposite. I don't want to be someone that's getting caught up in all that shit when I'm 20, 30, 40 years old. So right now I'm going to work hard to to do the opposite and make that a habit, so that I can't get caught in the reverse habit.
Yeah. Because it can become a slippery slope, can't it? You start taking on like little bad habits from other sort of, I guess, people from a status where you kind of look up to them a little most, you know, and just because someone's been looked up to doesn't mean all of their habits are great. No, and people pick up bad habits from people they look up to all the time. And so, like, you're quite fortunate to be in a position and mindset where you can have people that you respect in, you know, a particular field or realm. Yeah. But then still be able to acknowledge, like, when they make that decision or they get caught up on that bullshit. Yeah. It's not helping the overall picture. No, and so you can, like, correct yourself and move towards the greater good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've always been relatively level-headed. Mm-hmm. Struggling to figure out if that's something that can be taught or not. Because I've always just found people are level-headed or they're not level-headed. Yeah. And I'm really sorry if you're not level-headed. And that's always been the kind of conversation. Yeah. Are you or are you not? And if you're not, I'm sorry. That's not good. Yeah. But level-headed people make my day much easier. Yeah. Being level-headed makes my own day much easier. Mm-hmm. I mean, everyone gets caught up in a few minutes worth of shit, you know? Yeah. I burnt my toast too much. The avocado's not ripe enough. That usually sets my day off badly.
Burnt toast, shitty avocado. All right, bad start.
And when you open an avocado and it's perfect, you're like, fuck, it's going to be
Yeah, that is a great moment.
It's a great day. Or when you're making the first coffee of the day on the machine and the art comes out nice and you're like, fuck, this is a good day. This is going to be a great shift. And 4 hours later, all hell's broken loose. That's a great shift. The coffee scene's a great shift. I think overall being level-headed about myself, and I feel like considering the amount of confusion or learning that a lot of people are going through these days about themselves, I think I'm lucky to not. I know at the moment. I know who and what I am. So that also, I think for me is a big thing. I don't have to worry about that big question every day, which would take a mental toll. But yeah, so I'm blessed. I know who I am when I wake up, so I can operate as myself during the whole day, and I'm never worried about what I'm putting out. That's always sorted. It's always covered. So I think that's a big thing as well, especially these days when that's becoming more and more of an issue as well for a lot of people. Is not being able to fit in. I've always found myself being able to fit in. Yeah. So I understand that's a blessing. So I'd take that one. That's quite important as well.
Yeah. For sure. Do you have any sort of things that you do outside of work? Like, no? Because I was thinking, like, you know, you mentioned before you fill up your cup by being social and talking to people and being an extrovert. And so, is that really the simple but necessary thing that keeps you ticking?
So I live in a flat of 5 boys. We're all idiots. All the same age. Went to school with one of them. One of them went to school with another one. And the two in the middle went to Halls with. So I knew 2 from Halls. And then one of them went to school with one of the guys from Halls. And I went to school with the other one. And it's great. Yeah. Such a good way to live. It's like being back at Halls.
Yeah.
But with so much more onus and independence. Yeah.
Just a bunch of lads hanging out.
Exactly. And, you know, we all work. A couple of them work corporate. A couple of them, one of them works hospital as well. Study, you know, so there's always someone at home, no matter what time of day. Yeah. So it's good. And being social, a lot of that I can put with them in the mornings, at night, after work. Being social, I have a girlfriend. being social there is great. Yeah, outside of work, I mean, I've always loved basketball.
Okay, yeah.
The NBA,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, is not in season right now.
Mm.
We're all praying, well, fingers crossed for when it comes back. It should be a few weeks. Basketball, I try and exercise. Some people say I don't exercise enough. But then, you're also doing 15,000, 20,000 steps a day.
Yeah, just back and forth in the bar and restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm just trying to make the most of the time. When I watch a lot of people older than me who don't get as much time with their friends because they've all moved out, grown up, travelled, gone overseas to stay, whatever. So while, I've got 4 or 5 of my closest mates in Auckland, while they're right there, 2 rooms are down the corridor, then might as well make use of it and have a good time with them.
Yeah.
Because I don't get to travel enough. I haven't given myself enough time to even travel New Zealand.
Yeah.
I've only been to the South Island once. I'd say if I could go anywhere next week, that wasn't work. It would be South Island.
Yeah. Where would you go?
Probably Dunedin.
Okay.
Got so many friends down there at uni.
Yeah.
And I haven't actually been down to see any of them the whole time. But I feel like I haven't. Something that I would have liked to have done more of outside of work would be just to stop and take a couple of days.
Yeah.
Even for like 3 or 4 nights, and just go down, check out Dunedin, check out Christchurch, even Wellington. I got a few mates down there too. Would have been cool. Still an opportunity though. No reason why I can't do it.
For sure. And I guess unfortunately for the hospo world, the quiet season is we're coming out of that now.
Yep.
And so the perfect opportunity to go away on any sort of holidays like the last 2 months.
Yeah.
And now we're getting ready to come into summer where we're all going to get fisted.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But then I also say the last 2 months, staff-wise, are usually the most difficult. Because your seasonals are gone. You're basically reduced down to your core staff. And although a restaurant's very much seasonal, it doesn't have quite as much of a polarizing spectrum as bars or the Viaduct, where it's very weather dependent. We try and stay relatively busy all year round. So winter, that mid-year, is a lot of functions.
Yeah.
All the businesses come out.
Yeah.
So maybe I should go on holiday in September.
Maybe September, yeah.
Definitely not December. I might
Shit,
get
no.
shot if I suggest that.
Yeah, because, December is
nuts.
just impossible to get
nuts.
away. I remember a lot of bars that I've worked for over the years, we always had like a blackout period.
Yeah.
Where
December.
there's this 3-month block.
No one gets time
No one gets time off. Like, feel free to offer it. I'm already telling you.
No, yeah.
The answer's
100%.
fucking no.
Yeah.
All right, team, it's that time again. Sponsor advertisement time. Look, I know ads can feel like one song on repeat, but today's sponsors are the Bar Society and First Class Cocktails. If you've listened this far through the podcast, you already know that they're 2 companies that I personally own and operate. So hey, if you're rolling your eyes, at least roll them over to our websites and get ready to take your cocktail experience to the next level. Imagine this: First Class Cocktails premium bottled drinks paired with the Bar Society's crystal clear ice. It's a match made in cocktail heaven. Whether you're hosting a dinner party, impressing guests at a wedding, or just treating yourself to a well-deserved drink, these 2 brands will bring you everything you need for a flawless pour. First Class Cocktails delivers unbeatable flavor, while the Bar Society adds the perfect touch of elegance with slow-melting, pristine ice. Why settle for ordinary when you can create extraordinary? Head to firstclasscocktails.com and thebarsociety.co.nz to order today. Together, we'll elevate every sip. First Class Cocktails and the Bar Society. The perfect pairing for your perfect pour.
Do you ever reckon you'll open your own venue? Or would you like in the wine sort of realm, I'm just thinking about like, you know, as you mentioned before, you don't want to be working these same hours 30 years later.
Yeah.
You know? And so out of all of the different paths to go, whether it being like, you know, get into winemaking or being a rep for either wine or spirits or getting into the beer sort of realm or opening a venue, you know, what do you sort of instinctively feel the direction you want to take is?
I kind of want to do all of it. I kind of want to spend a season, even on like just on Waiheke, which is like part of the harvest, making wine there. That'd be awesome. Like,
Yeah.
you would never learn more about winemaking. That'd be the spot.
Yeah.
Like distilling a spirit, like being involved in distilling a spirit for like 6 months, just whatever how long it takes to get from grain to bottle. I want to be part of like opening a venue, not necessarily own it.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to be part of opening it from scratch. Something I haven't been involved in. Would love to own something one day.
Mm-hmm.
Would love for it to make money and be successful, which is very difficult in hospitality these days. No matter how old you are, you can go under.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of an institution you are, you can still go under. I think it'd be a bar. I think
More than a restaurant.
more than a restaurant. Restaurants are great. They're a motherfucker to like own or operate. They're like hard. You really need to be working and you need to be owning and managing like a chain for them to really provide like the correct economies of scale for each other. And act as a safety net for each other.
Yeah, it's really hard to be a success only off one shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you say, you need a little bit of a safety net, and when you have a big group, they can support each other for sure.
Yeah, and it's like, the hardest thing is always going to be identifying the market, like what the market needs. Like here, this is exactly what, when it opened, it was exactly what the market was missing.
Yep.
Like First Mate's Last Laugh, it was exactly what the market was missing out there.
That's a great spot.
That's cool.
That's great.
That's so fucking busy.
Yeah. It's pumping all the time.
All the time. I mean, Caretak's been around for yonks, but that's exactly like that kind of like slightly niche thing, but they've turned into a really successful stylist service. They got another one as well. So I mean, being able to identify the gap in the market where it is, because like we're pretty lucky in New Zealand, in Auckland at least. You know, there's wine bars, beer bars, cocktail bars, gym bars, restaurants, Italian, French, Kiwi, European, Chinese, whatever you want, Japanese. There's restaurants everywhere, and there's some pretty fucking good ones as well. At every level, you can go to the dirtiest place where it's very clear that the family is running it. Usually has the best food.
Yeah.
And it's cheap. There's no overheads, and it is fucking awesome. The food is always so good. And then you can go right up to, the Grove before it closed, which is also awesome.
Yeah.
Just a completely different style of awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think, I just think a little bit more experience in the industry for me, like 4 years in the grand scheme of things is nothing. And it's 4 years at one place. It's not that much experience.
Yeah. It's a drop in the bucket of what potential, experiences.
My boss has been working with us since 2001. I was born in 2003.
Yeah.
And that's just with us.
Yeah.
And let alone the other 25 years of experience he has at 20 other places before that. So that's experience. What I forgot is a short little chapter.
Yeah, that's great. No, I like the sound of that, bro. Like, I've always, when I started in hospital, I had a lot of the same philosophy.
Yeah.
Like, just, it'd be great to go and experience the making of wine, the doing the distillation, working in combinations of bars and restaurants, doing all that shit, trying to gather as much knowledge as possible.
Yeah.
There's a bit of hunger there to just keep growing and growing and growing. And, you know, eventually you come to a spot where you are unsure of what direction to grow in. And you sort of hit like a crossroads, and it's like, that's when you make a transition.
Right.
And you're like, oh shit, maybe I'm like really enjoying the sales aspect of stuff.
Yeah.
Cool, well, I can talk to this, you know, maybe that winery that I spent 6 months at 4 years ago has a rep job. Yeah. And then you go in and like you just, or the more experiences you get and the more people you meet, like in our industry, it's less of what you know than who you know.
Yeah.
But the who you know is only going to respect you if they know what you know.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't go in there and say I'm friends with so and so that makes wine, but I know fuck all about wine, but he's going to give me a job. You still need to know what you're up to.
Yeah, you're right.
And so I think you've got a great sort of idea of just travel around and gain experiences. And any, you know, great bartender that we've had on the podcast or that I've chatted to outside in the workforce, you know, they've all shared that same sort of passion.
Yeah.
Of just like, let's just grow and do experiences and go to London and work in some bars there and go to Asia and do that and go to Australia and do that. And, you know, Gav Little, who was on the podcast a couple of weeks back, you know, he talks about having so many different experiences and just all of the different stories that you pick up. And, you know, you might work in a beer bar and you learn shitloads about beer, and then you go to a restaurant and learn shitloads about food and wine. And sometimes you don't even know what you're interested in. You're interested in the whole category, but something might
just
click for you. And like Gav was talking, you know, like he was into beers and then he found cocktails.
Right.
And his whole world changed.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm cocktails for the rest.
Yeah.
And so you just focus and narrow down. And the same people would, like, you know, become sommeliers. A lot of mates of mine, we started in bars making cocktails, and they have transitioned out of cocktails and go down the sommelier route. And absolutely loving it, because you just find your niche.
Yeah.
Not every mechanic is a diesel mechanic.
No.
You know?
Yeah. True.
But some just like that style.
I have a glass washer mechanic. Specifically for the glass washer behind the bar. Probably doesn't know anything about cars. He might know.
yeah, exactly.
But he's paid to just know about glass washers.
Yeah.
He's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he gets us sorted every time.
He's found his niche. He's great.
Yeah. See, and that's the best thing.
Yeah.
You find your niche and you do good at it.
Yeah, like he might have done 4 or 5 years in a car shop. And then gone, oh, fuck.
Yeah. I like fixing shit, but I don't like fixing cars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Finding a niche. But then I'm happy just to accept that it's going to take some time.
Yeah.
And currently I have time. Touch wood.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, for the last couple of years I've said I can make 2 or 3 big fuck ups with career, or like turning in the right direction. I could get that wrong 2 or 3 times a year for 5 years. You know what, I'll be 25 by the time that I've done that, and I would have done 15, 20 mistakes.
Yeah.
And I'd probably just be better off, and I'm still 25.
Yeah, bro.
That's totally fine.
Yeah. There's only winning and learning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's the way, bro. I like that. It's a great mentality.
Done a lot of learning.
Done
a lot of learning.
Fuck yeah. No, I think that's that mentality will take you quite far. Have you ever done any cocktail competitions or anything?
No. I had a couple thrown around me. The last one was Reed vodka. Last year. No, I've never got into it. But I'd love to give one a go.
Yeah. When like Disaronno or something.
Yeah, when amaretto comes along.
Yeah. Go in there and make, this is my famous amaretto sour variation.
Yeah, no, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to make some cool cocktails. I guess maybe this is a criticism of myself, but last time it came along, it's like, oh fuck, I don't really have time for that.
Yeah.
I'm so busy. But then maybe it's the whole don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah.
There's always time to have fun and make a cocktail that's weird.
Yeah. And yet we're all guilty of finding excuses not to do shit. Yeah.
I guess this is the whole thing. Why not? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Why not? What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, yeah.
You might be going sideways, but that's okay for a bit. I mean, you're not going backwards.
Yeah. And in a cocktail competition, I mean, like, you know, if you don't enter, you've lost.
Yeah.
And so if you enter it,
You've
already taken a step away from losing.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And you might still lose it then.
Yeah.
But you made it further than just not doing it in the first place.
And you probably had fun. And
Yeah,
you probably had a
yeah.
couple drinks.
For sure. And you would have met a couple of other people.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like you think about how many Cal Ross here from Panacea.
Yeah.
Like how many cocktail competitions, you know, does he do? The amount of different people that he meets and interacts with. And once again, it just like gives you connections
Yeah.
to move on through the career. You'll become friends with brands.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, maybe there's an opportunity coming up with those specific brands later. Some brands like Four Pillars, they've opened, you know, their Four Pillars bar in Sydney and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, cool. Cal won Four Pillars.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
there's an opportunity potentially to go to Sydney and
Yeah, true.
run a Four Pillars venue and things like this. And doors just open
Yeah.
if
yeah.
you are prepared to walk through them.
Yeah. We're very networked.
Yeah, for sure. We're quite fortunate in that it's small industry.
Yeah,
Everyone
small
kind of
industry.
knows each other.
And everyone's pretty social.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah.
And you always bump into each other.
Yeah.
We have heaps of events as well. So there's always events going on. So you just kind of bump into people again. You're like, oh shit, I forgot about them. That's a cool person to know.
Yeah,
they're really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, networking. That's really cool.
Yeah. No, for sure. Love it, bro.
Yeah.
So we're running towards the end of the time. We're about an hour in.
Yep.
We talked before the podcast about a breadcrumb mojito moment.
I've been trying to subconsciously rack one up.
Yeah, you haven't got anything on the money yet?
We'll get one. I think I can think of a couple, but I want to think of a good one.
Okay.
Breadcrumb mojito. That's such a good example. That is gold.
Yeah,
That is awesome. If you did that back in like the 80s, you'd have been smacked for that.
Oh, right. Fuck. Well, I got relegated completely.
Yeah.
Like when I was first asked to jump on the bar,
Yeah.
I was filling in for a bartender that hadn't turned up.
Right.
And I was told, all you really need to know how to make is like a Jack and Coke.
Sweet.
And I was like, cool, sorted.
Jack and Coke, easy.
Yeah. I get there and this lady comes up and she's like, I'll have 8 mojitos. And it was only the day before that I learned how to make it. And I was like, that ain't a Jack and Coke.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad I just learned how to make mojitos.
Yeah.
And when I look back on it, the funny part is I got everything right in terms of the method of making the drink.
Yeah.
But just that not reading the bag.
Yeah.
And
Which is not even related to the drink, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? Exactly. And I was like, thought it was brown sugar, but no, it's breadcrumbs. And it just looked like vomit.
Yeah.
Like, it looked fucking horrific.
That was so real when you sit over there. It's like, okay, you're over here now. That is so good.
Yeah,
I've done this so many
yeah.
times with bartenders that you're training. And they do something weird or it gets really fucking busy out of nowhere. You're just like, okay, you're over here now.
Yeah.
You watch and you learn.
Yeah, exactly. It was quite a eye-opening moment. And I was so embarrassed about it for such a long period of time that I was like, I don't even want to tell everyone. And then I got to a point where I was like, I'm already 10 years into the career now. I know how to make cocktails. I've made enough fucking mojitos to be able to own it and be like, this is what I fucking did. Like, I'm an idiot.
That's great.
We reckon, having different conversations with different people that we might do a cocktail competition where people have to try and come up with like the perfect breadcrumb mojito moment.
Okay.
And so, the perfect breadcrumb mojito. And that'll pretty much be the comp. Everyone makes a breadcrumb mojito, but how can you make one that is something that would actually be served in a bar?
Yeah,
it doesn't just look like vomit.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it'll work. It'll be quite good. It'll be like a collaboration between the breadcrumb and the bar society and bring it all together. The ice won't necessarily have to be a criteria. but a breadcrumb drink for sure.
Yeah, we might have to skip the ice if we're gonna be doing mojitos.
Ice for exactly. That one. Well, and they're all broken. You know, crack it with the back of a spoon or something, and break it up, and you can still mix it through.
Or go really weird and just use one of your spears.
Yeah. Imagine that, just mojitos stirred around a spear.
Yeah.
We could, I guess, like, I've always thought if we ever did a comp, that the Bar Society was like heavily involved in that, I would open up the option for any of the bartenders that concepts look like they're going to make it through to the day where we're actually making the drink and judging it.
Yeah.
That we would essentially open the floodgates to be like, do you have a crazy or new idea for how you want the ice to be done? Like, you know,
like a new shape.
Whether it be a new shape or like you want a breadstick.
Oh yeah,
like frozen inside a spear or something like that. You know, give us the crazy concept, and we'll try and deliver that to help bring the aesthetic of the drink. Because I mean, there's different places where we do like flowers, and last week we did like silver ferns in the ice cubes.
The ice cubes.
Yeah, and so we do little stuff like that. But I want to be able to sort of like open the gates to a little bit more creativity and things like that. So it might be like a breadstick with a couple of like mint leaves.
Yeah.
Just wrapped around it, and we freeze that in. Just something a little bit cool and weird.
It is cool. That's really cool. That's
Make
a good
it pop.
idea. That's a really good idea.
Because I want the bartenders to have some input. Because I mean, like we offer. It's not super public, so we don't have a lot of them coming in. But so any bartenders out there listening to this now, you're more than welcome to contact us. Any bartenders that are doing competitions will supply a small box complimentary.
Oh, okay.
So like if you're doing a comp, you got a great drink and you just want some great ice to go on it, we'll give you a free box of ice. Let us know what size you want, regardless if it's custom or not. Just let us know. We'll get it cut. We'll send you a box. A small box has like between, depending on how big the pieces are, 40 to 60 pieces.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that's enough to, someone can try it a couple of times. They can do their presentation a couple of times, nail it down. They can serve it a couple of times, and it's super, super easy. We'll send it wherever it needs to go.
That's awesome.
But really just support the bartenders that are doing the competitions and really getting their name out there. And so, if anyone ever wants to contact us, jump on the website, send an email. But what's your breadcrumb mojito moment, bro? We've given a little bit more time to think about it.
Yep. Tell you you've never misread a bag today. Since the day you've never misread a bag. My breadcrumb mojito moment. The one question you gave me before we started has completely stumped me.
Okay.
There's no other questions beforehand, just this one. This is what I'm going to ask you at the end.
Yeah. What's your most embarrassing moment behind the bar? Have you been shaking cocktails and something explodes and gets all over you? Or
I mean, done all of those. I've put
throwing wine on someone.
We had a cocktail called the Cupid's Garden, which was like a strawberry basil gin smash. We had it for Valentine's, and I had 4 or 5 massive, large gents at the bar. They obviously had come from something. They were all dressed very nicely, very good looking, sitting at the bar, and then bar mats. I have a problem with bar mats. They just piss me off sometimes. Because you catch the wrong lip of them and things flip. And Cupid's Gardens flip onto white pants that the gentleman was wearing on the other side of the bar. So that wasn't. I guess that was bad. That was bad. There was a lot of red drink on his white pants. And it had just come in. That was a fucking disaster. And it wasn't. It was just a complete accident that you're just trying to slide it towards him, and you just catch the edge of the mat, and you just fucking bang.
So you're talking about like the bar mats, the runners on the bar.
It's kind of like this far away.
And you're sliding his Cosmo over to him.
The Cupid's Garden.
The Cupid's Garden.
And then it just flips off the mat, and then the glass lands flat, breaks, red, fucking strawberry, gin, basil everywhere. They've done that twice actually. No, the other one was with a dark and stormy.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's not a breadcrumb mojito. That's a habit.
Yeah. It's not a moment anymore.
It's mojitos. Yeah, no, I've done it twice. The other one was to a regular, with a dark and stormy. I've watched a really good one where, sometimes you get the shakers don't fit. Because they're just from different buddies and they don't fit and they explode.
Yeah.
I watched someone make one of our really, really signature drinks. Shake it, explode. I'm trying to think if he put soda in it, which would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I don't think he did, because I don't think it was that. That was that would have been like using like almond flour instead of breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
So he shook it and exploded, and I went, no, that shaker, that won't fit. It was just going to explode again. And then, lo and behold, you turn around talking to these customers at the bar, and then you hear this massive bang, and you turn around, and he's holding one side of the shaker, and he's completely covered in like Brazilian rum and peach and passion fruit syrup. And that was good. But I think getting a pretty much red food colouring on white pants.
Yeah. Who the fuck's out there wearing white pants?
Yeah.
White pants is a bold move to make.
It was a bold move.
And I never wear anything white because I know it's going to get dirty.
Yeah.
I cannot escape a day without getting
Oh, it's usually even
dirty.
before you get out of the house, right?
Yeah, for sure. I literally every morning I've had to keep a backup jumper that I put on every morning, and then have a fresh one for once I leave the house because like my son will have breakfast, and then once he's finished breakfast, you try and clean him up as much as possible, but then he wants a cuddle and you carry him around the house while you brush your teeth or something like that.
And there's
fuck,
toothpaste.
Bro, there's toothpaste, there's Weet-Bix, he's got a running nose, and he coughs on you and rubs his nose on your shoulder, and I'm like, fuck, now I've got to change this. And so now I'm like, I've got a dirty jumper that I'll wear every morning, and then I put a clean one on as I leave the house. But I can't stay clean for some reason.
No, it's a disaster. And I think the nicer the clothes you wear, the more likely you're going to get them dirty.
Yeah, for sure.
If you walked out the house and you're like painting jeans and you're painting t-shirt, you'll be spotless for a day. You walk out in your nice white pants and someone drop a red drink on you.
Exactly. Oh, fuck. Well, that's good. Yeah, red drink on white pants. That's classic.
That was bad. He's come back though.
Yeah.
I've seen him once since then.
Has he mentioned it again?
No.
Nah. Either he doesn't want to relive it, or he doesn't want to embarrass you by bringing it up again.
Everyone needs to be embarrassed every now and then. That's all good.
Exactly. Love that shit. It's funny. The soda in the shaker. Elliot Ewens, who was on a couple of weeks ago, his first ever cocktail that he made. It was funny. He told the story right at the start of the podcast.
Oh, good.
And then I got to the breadcrumb mojito moment, and he was like, oh, fuck, that would have been the perfect story for that. But he was working down at, what's the Holy Moly?
Oh,
the mini golf?
Yeah.
And it was the first time I'd ever been behind a bar to make a drink. And they gave him the recipe. And it was kind of like, think dark and stormy. It was topped with ginger beer type thing. And never made a cocktail before, so he just reads all of the instructions and goes, and top with ginger beer, fills the shaker up with ginger beer, shakes it, and it just fucking explodes everywhere.
That's
gold.
That's gold.
Like we all do shit. I had some shakers separate. We had a drink at this bar Transit in Melbourne, and it was like, I can't remember what was actually in it, but it was like a lot of red and purple. Yeah. There was like a hibiscus flower syrup, and it was a riff on like a gin or whiskey sour to that effect. And I was like shaking it up, and the shaker blew apart. And I just got like this purple violet, sour fucking egg white and sugar and lemon
Yeah, good,
all
good,
down
good.
me. It went all in my ear
Yeah.
and everything. I couldn't get rid of it.
The weirdest places on
Yeah,
your body
yeah.
get really sticky.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I had like a crease there, but I can feel it now. Like in your shirt, like because you get in like we're lucky we wear black, so
Yeah.
behind the bar like, you can get shit everywhere. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But like when shakers explode, you're like, how are you like down my belly button? Like, what's going on right now? I had a shaker. I threw a shaker that was together. It stayed together as well the whole time. So from the bar, we have on the other side of the bar, obviously your leaners, and then we have the glass floor, the ceiling for the cellar,
Yeah.
and then into the dining room. And you've been shaking. I'm pretty sure it was a Cupid's Garden again. And
The cursed string.
Yeah, the cursed string. And then you shook it, and I threw the shaker, and it bounced off the edge of the bar and then into the dining room mid-service.
Yeah.
It stayed together, which was good.
Yeah.
But there's like metal and wood. It's bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
It's down and that was a disaster. That was really loud.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've done that once before.
High-end restaurants, it's like, fuck.
Yeah, I was working at a bar in Melbourne, which was like renowned as one of the best cocktail bars in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And it was like a slower Sunday.
Yeah.
And so I got the opportunity to be promoted to the dispense
Yeah.
position and sort of run
Yeah.
the team. And I always thought I had a real sick double shake.
Yeah.
And like, you know, just a combination of fucking comedy errors was like, you know, wet tins.
Yeah. Yeah.
A catalyst, and I was doing a double shake, and I just threw this tin, and it fired across the bar, and I hit a lady like square in the back
Jesus.
with the tin, and once again, like it fell on the ground and stayed together.
Yeah.
I was like, that's amazing,
Yeah.
but man, I felt bad, and it was maybe like the, I don't know, 4th or 5th drink I was making on that bar, on that shift. And it was just super embarrassing. I felt so bad for the lady. I think we comped all her drinks and everything. And yeah, it was a disaster. But yeah, that's another moment that I'll never forget. And that was even when I thought I was pretty fucking good. I was like, I've made it into this bar. I've got this shit sorted.
Nah, you still get everyone still gets humbled. That's
Yeah,
great.
exactly, bro.
But that's
That
that
is
kind of
exactly
shit, those kind of moments. I guarantee I'll spill another drink on somebody.
Oh, for sure.
Like you'll never put breadcrumbs into a mojito again. You'll probably ping a shaker at somebody again.
Yeah.
And I'll probably ping a shaker into the dining room again.
Yeah. No, for sure. I've told this story before on the podcast, but a mate of mine. It was funny when you mentioned your mum worked at Hooker Lodge. I was thinking about this dude because a friend of mine, Jude, he owns the bistro in Taupo.
Yeah.
And he was head. Was he head chef? I think he was maybe not head chef, but he worked at Hooker Lodge for quite a while. And his breadcrumb mojito moment was what happened at Hooker Lodge as well.
Right.
Like he was making a jus, and they had a different laksa sort of sauce, and he accidentally poured them into each other and fucked it, and then they had to change all the menu and shit like this. But I was at his restaurant helping him out for a shift, and he was like, "Can you do any flair?" And I was like, "Yeah, bro," because I used to think I could.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, have a home." And so then like I'm in the dining room and I just like roll a turn and pass behind the back, and then I go do something and I launch it, and he's just set all the tables, and I ping the shaker at all of the glassware he's just set on the table right before service, and I'm just fucking embarrassed. I'm like, I'm an idiot, bro. I'm like, I'm sorry, I go start sweeping up all the glass. Yeah, can someone reset that table? And he goes, he just cracked up laughing. He's like, I'm going to get the cameras and I'm going to like videotape it and send it to you. But yeah, shit like that happens all the time. You never escape.
Nah.
You never escape fuck ups like that.
Hundreds. I would have broken hundreds of glasses.
Yeah, bro.
So many small things. I guess we're in such a like accident-prone industry as well.
Yeah.
There's so much moving. There's so many different people and so many different moving parts all at the same time. Yeah, I've broken so many fucking glasses.
Yeah.
Broke one the other day. I was trying to carry too many plates.
Okay.
Like the double-walled latte glasses. I was trying to carry they're on saucers. Obviously, you can carry 3, carry 4. That's fine. I was trying to slot another one in there, and then they wobbled, and because they've got like a slightly like rounder bottom, as soon as they go onto the side, they just roll, and they just rolled off all the 3 of them onto the table.
Yeah.
And these are like the most expensive glasses you can buy. And you just watch them roll off the table, roll onto the floor, bang, bang, bang. And since they're hollow inside, they make like a popping sound.
Yeah.
And then just bang, bang, bang. And you're like, fuck, I'm a dick. Why did I try and carry the extra one?
Yeah.
I was actually, the table was right by the bar. Like,
So you didn't even
go
need
from this
to.
table. No, I could have just turned around and taken me less time. And then I sit on my fucking hands and knees, sweeping up glass for the next 10 minutes. This is a disaster as well.
Yeah.
So many. Every week. There's something like that every week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, good shit, bro. Well, that's a good way to end this. I love it. Hey,
Thank you very much.
Hey, appreciate your time, bro. Always a pleasure, never a chore.
No, absolutely.
And I'm sure I'm going to see you in the next week or so anyway,
Yeah.
with some more ice, because you guys are going through it nicely.
Still ice after an hour and a bit. That's pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
exactly. We've been here an hour and a half now,
Yeah. Oh shit! And it's still ice.
and it's still a nice, decent chunk of ice. We could get another whole cocktail on that.
Absolutely. It's so good, you might as well.
Love it. Well, hey, bro, you're more than welcome to take that home.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Take it, enjoy it, drink it with your missus tonight.
We'll do before service, not before service.
That's the way. But yeah, awesome. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
See you later, everyone.
See ya.
That's it for this week's episode of the Breadcrumb Mojito podcast. Follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at the Breadcrumb Mojito podcast, and look out for next week's episode.